A few things to remember while visiting the CHS complex. This is a tobacco-free facility. If you choose to use tobacco, you must leave the campus. We ask this as a courtesy to those sitting near you and for the cleanliness of our grounds. Restroom facilities are located in the hallway underneath the American flag on the east end of the gymnasium, and turn to your left. Concessions are also located in that same hallway, and tonight it is staffed by members of the Crawfordsville softball team. Please visit our concessions, grab a drink and a snack, and support CHS athletics. Crawfordsville High School, a character count school, promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, and sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated, and are grounds for removal from sites of competition. At this time, would you please rise? Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Crawfordsville High School Gymnasium. I think that we have a really good game for you tonight because we're bringing in the number 7 rated team in 1A, and that's the Lafayette Central Catholic Knights. And they're quite a team. They're defending state champs. They've won 12 sectionals, 5 regionals, 1 state championship. They're 1-4 at semi-state. And they've got a couple of really good players. And you're listening to the voice of Tony Thomas and Scott Smith. And we'll do our best to bring you the action tonight. And Scott, why don't you give us the Athenian starters?
I can do that. All right, starting for Crawfordsville is a 6-foot sophomore, number 11, Karsten Williamson. A 6'3" junior, number 24, Cam Saunders. 6-foot sophomore, number 33, Trey Scorza. A 5'8" senior, number 12, Jack Summer, and a 6'2" senior, number 20, Cam Harris. Starting for Central Catholic, a 5'10" senior, number 10, Kayvon Clark. A 6'3" junior, number 20, David Swartz. A 6'1" senior, number 22, Andrew Page. A 6'3" senior, number 23, Jonas Switzer. Switzer averages 23.2 a game, Tony. And number,
pretty good.
Yep, 6'4" sophomore, number 34, Carson Barrett. Barrett averages 19.4. So number 23 and number 34 will be the guys to keep an eye on for Central Catholic. 2
really good players, yeah. But the other guys are all complimentary, and they know their roles, and they play them really well. And the sophomore, number 34, cuts right to the hoop. Good defense right there. Mr. Harris, Cameron Harris, with the first steal of the game. Jack Summer thought about that 3. They reversed that ball. And Karsten Williamson running the point tonight. Jack Summer out on the wing. Trey Scorza. Here's Cameron Harris. So far, the Athenians have been very patient. Cameron Saunders inside. His shot is blocked. We're just 40 seconds into the game, and we're playing one of the better teams in the state. They're in Class 1A. Of course, it's a parochial school, right. But they're really good. Jack Summer, spin move, fades away, puts up the first shot for the Athenians. Here come the Knights. Left-handed pass by the sophomore. And a good rebound by Cameron Harris. Here come the Athenians. Jack Summers got the ball on the wing. He tries to thread a needle inside. Unfortunately, That's knocked out of bounds, I believe. Was that by, I think that was that by Schweitzer? Number 22 is Andrew Page.
Yeah. Nice roll to the basket by Scores. They can't find the bottom of the net. Barrett will rebound.
Another drive to the hoop, a little bit out of control.
Central Catholic up the floor quick.
David Schwartz gets the first basket on an offensive rebound. Here come the Athenians. Jack Summer thought about it. Cut to the hoop. Cameron Saunders to Jack Summer. Cameron Harris has it. There's a push off.
Yep.
Oh, they're going to call blocking.
Yep.
Thank goodness for that.
Yep.
That kid was playing great defense. Is that number?
That's 23. That's Jonas Switzer.
And they told me they were pronouncing it Schweitzer.
Schweitzer. All right.
Now, if I'm wrong, oh boy, it's going to be 4 quarters. We'll give you both of them.
Yeah, we're gonna. He'll say Schweitzer. I'll say Switzer. And we'll go with it.
Cameron Saunders with an offensive rebound. Oh, I like
Good
it.
job by Saunders.
Cameron Saunders gets his first hoop of the night. I think he's one of the unsung heroes of our team this year.
He is. Central Catholic comes in at 11-7. Tony, we didn't talk about that.
What a pass!
Nice pass, nice back cut by Schweitzer. See, now you have me saying it.
Wow. I think it's one of the better passes. Jack Summer from long range does not draw iron. Here come the Knights. I tell you what, they are quick down the court, and we're seeing right away why they're the number 7 rated team in state. Andrew Page gets his first bucket of the night. Score is 6-2. We've got a couple of Athenians ready to check in. Jack Summers got that ball on the wing. Trey Scores is on the point. Karsten Williamson. Cam Saunders had posted up. Now he sets the pick. Karsten Williamson.
Boy.
Cameron Saunders with the offensive board. He's fouled.
I tell you what, Coach, last game I saw, Cam Saunders didn't have many points, but he just had a good rebounding game. You know, just clearing space, getting a lot of rebounds, and he's continued that tonight. He has been one of the bright spots in the Athenians lineup, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
He's just done a fantastic job playing his role. You know what I'm saying?
He's a kid who is willing to play his role no matter what that role calls for. And, it changes from game to game depending on the lineup. Oh, I thought that was out.
I did too.
Okay, well, I missed a few last game as well. Cameron Saunders sets up on a press.
We're nearly perfect on the calls on the out of bounds, but we're not quite perfect. So.
Oh, look at this. There's a 3-pointer. Good offensive board. Is that Schweitzer?
23, Jonah Switzer.
That's his 4th point.
And our announcers calling him Switzer. Their coach emphasized that it was Schweitzer. Cameron Harris for a 3-pointer. That one's long. Oh, good steal by Cameron Saunders. We got a 2-on-1. Will Kellerman hired to the hole. Get down. Will Kellerman. Good steal, good pass by Cameron Saunders. He's doing everything so far for the Athenians, and he's trying to guard. Even though he's the 2nd leading scorer for the Knights, he might be the best player for the Knights.
Yeah, as a freshman, he played really well against us last year. Nice take by 22.
Tell you what, they're talented.
Yeah, they are.
Andrew Page averages 4.1 a game, and he's got 4 points already. Cameron Saunders.
My scratch sheet may not be big enough here. I may have to go to a backup.
Will Kellerman's in the game. Anthony Gonzalez is in the game.
They checked in for Summer and Trey Scorza at the last timeout. At the last dead ball, I should say.
Karsten Williamson. He's stripped. Good defensive play. That's number, is that Kayvon Clark? Kayvon Clark gets his first hoop of the night. So 4 of the 5 starters for the Knights have scored. Jack Summers going to check back into the game. Karsten Williamson drives, puts up a shot. The foul's not called. Hard shot in by the Knights. Cameron Saunders. They're going to call walking.
Yep.
That shot was taken by number 34, Carson Barrett, and he is the son of the coach. And he's 6'3", sophomore. He'll run the point sometimes, most of the times, and he is a heck of a passer.
He is.
He can really see the court. He can score. He can pass. He ran the break last time, wasn't able to convert.
Right.
There's a good steal. Cameron Saunders, everything good is happening his way. Puts up the shot. Jack Summer rebounds the ball. Cameron Harris puts up the three. He's short. Cameron Saunders had the rebound. And they're going to say that ball was off the foot of Carson Barrett. And so the Athenians keep the ball.
Now in the game for the Knights.
Jack Summer checked into the game for Karsten Williamson. So we've had 8 Athenians into the game so far. And I don't think that we have. Yeah, Edgar Sanchez is in the game now for the Knights. Yeah, he's their first sub. I think they play about 7-8 deep. Cameron Harris puts up a three. He's long.
And
we put up.
Sanchez comes in with the rebound right away.
Right away, and Anthony Gonzalez picks up the foul. And so far, we're 0 of 3 from downtown.
Yeah, we're more than that.
We've taken more than 3. Oh, okay, 0 of 5.
Yeah, 0 of 5.
Well, the memory is just not what it used to be. That's even more disappointing. I think Jack Summers got a new haircut.
I thought that might have been off Barrett's hand there, but they're going to say stays with Central Catholic.
We haven't been very well on our calls from up here tonight.
No,
you know
we haven't. No, we're a little off.
We're going to have to work on that. Oh, there's Barrett, left-handed. He's going to be fouled by, is it Gonzalez or Saunders?
It's probably going to be Gonzo's second. Yep,
32.
30. That's Gonzo's second.
He's got 2 fouls, and he's been in the game just a couple of minutes.
Right.
I think Jack Summers got a new haircut. I tell you what, he wore a couple of real nice earrings to church Sunday.
Did he really?
Yeah, they looked good on him. I told him I was wanting to get a couple myself.
He didn't take one out and offer it to you?
Actually, he did, but my wife nixed it. Trey Scorza checks back in the game for Anthony Gonzalez. He'll sit for a little while because he's got 2 fouls.
You'd look good with one in your left ear.
I'd look like Mr. Clean. I've been asking for an earring for years, and my wife hasn't bet on that one time.
She won't even take the bait, will she?
No, she won't. No. She won't. I'll tell you what, this kid's got a good-looking shot.
He does.
Carson Barrett's 2 for 2 from the line. It's a 14-6 lead.
All five Central Catholic starters have
scored
2 points. Yep.
Oh, there's a turnover. Trey Scorza got a hand on it. I'm trying to remember. Will Kellerman cut to the lane, and Cameron Harris made the pass to the free throw line.
Right.
So Karsten Williamson's going to check back into the game.
Yep,
Cameron Harris is going to take a seat. And we've gone small. Cameron Saunders is our tallest player. He's the only one over. Oh, good hands there. Good hands there. There's a scrum. Saunders and Scorza had tied up Carson Barrett.
Yep.
And change of possession for the Athenians.
Yep. Give Central Catholic their 4th turnover.
Let's see if we got a little press going on here. No, we're in man. We're in man. When they brought that point guard out, I thought maybe. Bo Kellerman. Trey Scorza, Cameron Saunders.
I'll be anxious to see where the offense is going to come from here. So
good ball movement.
Yep.
Well, Trey Scorza is our second leading scorer. Carson Williamson has scored a few more points recently. Will Kellerman has come off at times to score. But as far as a pure scorer, Jack Summer can get his own shot, and there's a little hold. That'll help us.
Yep, that'll be on Clark.
Kayvon Clark, second foul. Yeah, that'll help. Coach Barrett is going to bring in a number 22 is Andrew Page. He's a starter. He'll come back on the court. Kayvon Clark scores 7.1 a game. He's their 3rd leading scorer.
Looks like Carlos Velasquez, number 30, checked in for Central Catholic at some point.
And he scores 4.1 a game. They've got a lot of kids who play roles.
Right.
2 main players as far as points. Karsten Williamson. You wonder, where's the points going to come from? Well, Karsten Williamson's going to put up a good shot.
Oh,
good defense.
Yep.
Karsten Williamson's going to get credit for the steal. I'm not sure who deflected that.
Looked like it went just right through his hands.
Right through his hands.
Yeah.
Karsten Williamson, Jack Summer, kicks it back out to Williamson for a 3.
He's feeling it.
Shooter's roll.
That's right.
Give the assist to Jack Summer.
Cuts that 6-point lead, or that 8-point lead down to
3.
Yep.
We went small. Oh, wow. You know what? That kid's a good player. Double clutch on the Post play. Karsten Williamson scored the last couple of times down. Trey Scores is wide open for a three. He's long. So we're 1 of 7 from three-point range in the first quarter. Carson Barrett comes to a jump stop. They're going to reload. There's 40-some-odd seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's a 16-11 lead. Make it 18-11. Carson Barrett kind of taken over the quarter here in the last few possessions offensively.
He's pretty smooth down there.
He is really a good player.
Yeah, he has 6.
Karsten Williamson kicks it out for Jack Summer. We've got 22 seconds on the clock. You wonder, are we going to take the last shot? They're trying to spread the court. We've got Will Kellerman and Cameron Saunders in the corners. Jack Summer, Karsten Williamson, Trey Scorza. They're going to handle the ball. Karsten Williamson's being manhandled right now. Jack Summer kicks it out. Trey Scorza puts up another three. We're 1 of 8 from three-point range, Scott.
Yes, we are, yeah.
It's 11-18 deficit after one quarter. And so far, what we're seeing is a reason why Lafayette Central Catholic is number 7 in the state.
Yeah, they're very quick. They can get the ball up and down the court. You know, they missed 4 shots in the first quarter.
You know, the thing about their break is they are so quick. That ball is passed down the court quickly. They don't waste a lot of time dribbling. And with Schweitzer and with Barrett, they can finish. And the other guys all play roles, and they seem to play them without whining about it.
Exactly. Yep.
And they seem to be genuinely glad to be on a number 7 team in the state. I tell you what, they got 11-7 record, and they have one other team in their sectional with a good record, and that's Southwood up in Wabash. And they've John Burris is the coach. Good friend, John. If you're watching tonight, I communicated with him earlier today by email, and that's the team he's got to look out for in the sectional.
Right.
The other 3 teams all have losing records, and one team's 0-15.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not a real strong sectional except for 2 teams. Okay, the Athenians. They're in a half-court man. Let's see if we can have a little better quarter. It's 18-11. Are we in a little 1-2-2 zone? I think we are. We're in some sort of little trap down here. Larry Hayes is checking into the game. Wow, that's how you break it.
Who is that?
Is that number 30? Is that Carlos Velasquez?
Yeah, Velasquez.
All right, now he's on the scoreboard. It's 20-11. The Athenians went into some sort of a zone trap. Larry Hayes, they're going to call that foul on one of the better players on the court, Carson Barrett. Came over the shoulder. And that pass to Larry Hayes needs to be about a foot higher.
Yeah.
He's 6'8". Let's get that ball up there. Oh, man, Harris was wide open on that out-of-bounds play. We missed it. Here come the Knights. Running the break. Carson Barrett.
Boy, they are.
2-point basket, 34.
They're a well-oiled machine right now.
They are. So Crawfordsville cut it to a 3-point deficit. They knocked you out by 11. 8-0 run.
8-0 run. Karsten Williamson.
Over the last minute.
Saunders is open on the post. Kicks it back out for a wide open three by Karsten Williamson. Shot's not there. We're 1 of 9 from three-point range. One pass. Jack Summers is able to get that rebound. Kicks it out to Cameron Harris. He pauses. Kicks it back to Karsten Williamson. Larry Hayes with the offensive rebound and a putback. Oh, that bucket was needed in spades. And right down the court before I can even catch my breath. Is that Velasquez again?
Yes,
yeah, came off the bench and runs like a 100-meter sprinter. It's 24-13. We don't have time to congratulate ourselves on a made shot. Somebody better get back.
Exactly.
Inson's got another player coming off the bench, pulling off his jacket, ready to go. Larry Hayes, they're going to call him for walking.
Now,
little anxious.
What we didn't mention is that this Central Catholic team defeated McCutcheon.
Ooh.
Back on January 5th, 53-52.
I think they lost to them the first time. They've lost to Lafayette twice. They've lost to Harrison. I mean, they're 11-7, but everybody they play are bigger schools.
Yeah. The smallest school they've lost to is Tipton, and Tipton's
always good.
program,
Yeah,
and they're 2A.
Tipton's got a real good program.
I can't say that, but I'll let you say it all you want.
Well, I've seen them play several times. Number 20, look at that pass. Sheeman Christmas.
That's Jonas
Schweitzer gets his 6 point off a great pass from Andrew Page. We saw the regional in 09 when Northfield High School played Tipton. Going to call charging.
Offensive foul on number 20, Cameron Harris.
Cameron Harris. They're going to call that a player control. It's an offensive foul.
Right.
Right now, it's 26-13. We're not playing very good defense. We're not playing very good offense. I know we're playing a really good team. And when you play a good team, everything's got to go just right.
Right.
I think we're back in the. Are we in a man?
We are back in
good
man.
Defense by Cameron Harris. Had his hands on that ball.
We might be in a tooth.
We're in some sort of a little trap there.
20 with the shot. 23 with the rebound.
23 is Jonas Schweitzer, and he doesn't just score; he hustles on defense. Jonas Schweitzer is they got him listed as 6'3". He scores 23-9 a game.
Right. He's at 6 already.
So he's got a ways to go to get his average. I bet you $1 million he doesn't care about his average.
No.
Tries to force that pass. A couple of hands are on it. Karsten Williamson going left. Passes right. Larry Hayes is open. If he can get that ball back up. There we go.
Nice job.
I was afraid there for a second. When you're 6'8" and you bring that ball down, you become the shortest player on the court. That's the last thing you want to do. But he handled it.
He did. He did a nice job of getting the ball back up.
He's going to the line. Here's one of our referees from the first game over here. He's going to stick around.
He is.
Larry Hayes is going to the line. Hey, looking good. Larry Hayes with his 5th point.
Larry has all 5 points here in the second quarter for the Athenians.
Don't take him out.
Yep, who now trail by 10.
The Knights cut her to the middle. He's not going to shoot that shot. He reverses it. Left-handed pass. Vasquez lost control of it. I thought that should have been walking. Here comes Cameron Harris. Cameron Harris, ball between his legs, kicks it to Cameron Saunders. By the way, Cameron Harris comes into the game averaging 20.9. He's not scored yet.
No.
Not scored. He's put up a couple of threes. He hasn't been able to get to the basket. And there's a jump shot. Larry Hayes gets his hand on the ball. We're looking at a 10-point deficit. There's 4:07 to go in the second quarter. We've scored 5 points, and they've scored 8.
Yeah, last couple of games, Kim's done a nice job of letting the offense come to him, but it seems like he's forcing a little bit tonight. And it may be because, we're a double-digit deficit here early. But that was kind of he could have maybe worked the ball around a little bit, maybe got a little bit better shot. There's a travel for Central Catholic.
Here's a little news for you, Scott.
Okay.
Coach, got a little news for you. Josh McDaniels has decided not to become the Colts head coach.
Really?
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. Stunner. That's from Danny Mountcastle. Thanks, Danny, for the news. Cameron Harris inside. Stunner. Here come the Knights. They got a 10-point lead. Cross-court pass. Cameron Harris, got a little deflection there. Another deflection. Back in the corner. 3-pointers up. That's going to be short. Larry Hayes clears the board. Here comes Karsten Williamson leading the break. Leading the break.
That is a stunner.
It is. I got a message from my Karsten Williamson. Oh, man, had a good drive to the hoop. Trayvon scores. It gets his hand on the ball.
Yeah.
I had 2 texts at the same time. One's from my worship pastor with the same news. We had talked about this in the staff meeting this morning. That's what church staff talks about.
Yeah, I had told somebody, I said, once McDaniel accepted the job with the Colts, all the other coaches kind of fell into place. And now
we're looking.
Yep, now we're looking again.
Now we're looking. We'll probably pick up somebody that got fired.
That'd be my guess.
Or we'll pick up some college coach. Maybe we'll get the Michigan coach. What do you think?
You know what? There's a lot of Michigan alumni that would probably take you up on that offer right now.
Well, I'm trying to think. In the past, one of those brothers was a quarterback.
Yeah, Jim was a quarterback on the Colts back in.
The one that's at Michigan, or the one
that's at Michigan? Yep, Jim was a quarterback for the Colts.
So he'd just be coming home.
Yeah, when they threw that Hail Mary to Bill Brooks, incomplete. Yeah, that's he was the quarterback then. So that was 90-something, right? So you're right, he'd be coming back home.
Hey, Ursay's just got to open his pockets and let a few million go. We can wrap him up tonight. Okay, back to the basketball game.
You know what that leads me to believe, though?
What's that?
That leads me to believe that Andrew Luck's not as far along as what everybody wants you to believe.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, because if you're Josh McDaniels, you're only coming to Indianapolis if Andrew Luck's healthy and available. You know, and that leads me to believe that he may not be where Josh McDaniels wants him to be.
We're in this zone trap again. Shots up by Schweitzer, I believe.
Yeah,
here comes Carson Williamson. The Athenians can cut this to single digits. Trey Scorza down the lane, left-hander.
That's where Trey's most efficient.
That's right. That's his.
Yeah, that's his
first hoop of the night. Our two leading scorers have scored 2 points. Here come the Knights. 3-pointer. It's up. It's long. Got to push. I can't tell who's down on the court, but he was grabbing his throat. That's Schweitzer. That's their leading scorer, Jonas Schweitzer. By the way, the Knights have 4 seniors. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of them start. Velasquez comes off the bench and sprints down the court and gets layups.
Right.
Right back. They clear it out to the top. That's Velasquez right there. Down in the corner. Entry pass.
Nice
what
pass.
A pass.
Nice pass.
See what that number 34, Carson Barrett, he can play. Who scored that hoop?
Number 20, Swartz.
Swartz got the basket.
Had inside position. Barrett was underneath the basket. Did a nice job of dishing it to him. Here's Trey Scorza for 3.
Cameron Saunders, offensive rebound, kicks it out. Cameron Harris puts up a 3. We're 1 of 12, I believe. Larry Hayes, I tell you what, that's $1 million move right there.
Is that a rebound basket?
Yes. 28-20. It's a single-digit lead now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Larry has 7 all in this quarter. He's single-handedly keeping the Athenians in the basketball.
We can't take him out of the game.
No.
Oh, there's a steal. Mishandled. We got a 3-on-1. Karsten Williamson misses. There's a good hoop. Cameron Harris with an offensive rebound, his first hoop of the game. Here come the Knights. Puts up a left-hander. Larry Hayes with another rebound. We've got a chance to cut this to 4 points right now. Cameron Harris. Karsten Williamson. We've got 55 seconds on the clock. Let's run a little offense. David, sorry, I kicked that thing again.
That's all right.
David Pierce says, let's run a little offense here, fellas. Let's catch our breath. Larry Hayes is leaning over, and he's gasping for air. Cameron Harris had hustled offensively and defensively. Karsten Williamson with a crossover. Trey Scorza kicks it out to Cameron Harris. Has a lane, elevates. Larry Hayes with another offensive rebound. Get in. Larry Hayes. 9 points here in the quarter. We got a 4-point game. There's about 17 seconds on the clock. We're playing the number 17 in the state in 1A.
I'm telling you, I mean, Larry had everybody hanging all over him.
He did.
That shot. And there's a travel on Central Catholic. That's their 9th turnover, 4th here in the second quarter. 4-point lead for the Knights. 8.9 to go here in the opening half. Athenians with a chance to make it a one-possession game here, Coach, going into the break.
Will Kellerman's checking into the game for Cameron Harris.
Look at this. My wife has chimed in on the whole Josh McDaniels not being the Colts head coach.
We got something to talk about here at halftime.
Very proud of her.
Oh, there's a little push from behind. Karsten Williamson, the little dipsy-do.
You know what? Not a bad foul.
Good foul.
Not a bad foul.
4.2. You know what? Actually, it could really help us if we run the right play. Larry Hayes has got a 5-inch advantage, and Harris is right back in for Will Kellerman.
Well, but you know what? I mean, they had a foul to give, you know, and not a bad take by them.
He's going to take a 3. Okay, we're 1 of 14 from 3-point range in the first half, but we did have a good quarter. Didn't start out that way, but Larry Hayes came off the bench, had 4 field goals and a free throw, and we're only down 24-28 at halftime. And we may have to get Coach Weller down here to talk with us because we're getting all kinds of news on the Colts. I suppose we should talk about. You want to talk about the Colts first? You want to talk about us?
You know what? Let's talk about the Colts first.
Let's talk about the Colts. I'm getting my phone is just.
It's going crazy.
It's ding, ding, dinging, and I know that all my friends don't know that we're calling this game tonight. You're listening to Tony Thomas and Scott Smith. Tony Thomas is just the pastor, but Scott Smith is a news reporter for the paper. And, of course, Coach Welliver is one of the assistant coaches for the baseball team. Justin Duggar works with the baseball team. And we like all kinds of sports. And during the football game Sunday night, the first report came out that Josh McDaniels might change his mind. Then, first thing, I think it was at lunch on Monday, we got word, okay, he is going to become the head coach. And then I read something else today about, it's a done deal. Somebody else, the defensive coordinator went to Detroit.
Right, Patricia.
I couldn't think of his name.
Matt Patricia.
And then, of course, Josh McDaniels was coming to the Colts. There's been a little controversy the whole time because when he was at Denver, things did not necessarily go well. And he was in fact, he may have been the youngest coach in the NFL while he was there in Denver.
They're speculating Belichick may retire.
Oh, really?
Really?
Belichick may retire.
Wow. And
if Belichick retires, then Josh McDaniels is going to become the New England Patriots coach.
Yeah. That would be changing.
Man, Coach Welliver with a little bit of insight here.
Wow. Now I'm gonna give Coach Welliver credit because after the game, Bill Belichick looked kind of sad. Okay, Bill Belichick doesn't show any emotion, but
you know what? The thing I noticed is when the coaches met midfield to shake hands, they had an extended conversation.
They did.
And I wondered at the time, was that like when Peyton Manning told Belichick, this is going to be my last rodeo? When the Denver Broncos beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship, Manning's last year, and a hot mic picked up Peyton Manning's comments. So now when because there was a picture in today's Indy Star of Tony Dungy shaking hands with Bill Belichick, and they weren't looking eye to eye. It was kind of like Belichick's walking off the field and he's shaking his hand backwards.
Right.
Because there hasn't been good blood between the Colts and the Patriots,
right,
especially after the Deflategate. So, man, all kinds of intrigue. So here's what I want to know. I'm going to ask Scott and Justin and Coach Welliver, who's going to be our coach? Who wants to come? I think we got to go after the Michigan coach.
You know what? Like I said, Coach, I think before Coach Welliver said that Belichick may retire, I thought that if McDaniels was going to turn down the coaching job, it was because Andrew Luck wasn't healthy. Who wants to come to Indianapolis with a non-healthy Andrew Luck? I mean,
yeah,
but hey, anybody that reads anything from me or knows me, I'm a big Michigan fan, and
really,
Michigan football.
Yeah. Where are you a Michigan fan?
Michigan football fan?
Yeah.
You know what?
Are you from?
I'm not from Michigan. I'm from Central Indiana.
Okay.
So, but I'm from East Central Indiana. So, Michigan was always seemed to be on TV on ABC when I was a kid. And just
listen to Keith Jackson.
Yeah, my neighbors were from Michigan. So, okay. But if they want Jim Harbaugh, I think some Michigan alumni would be okay with him going. He's 1 of 5. And
I like him
against Michigan State and Ohio State.
Really?
And now, Mr. Irsay's going to have to come off some cash to get him to come down.
Yeah.
He's got the job of according to him, he has the job of his lifetime at Michigan.
Yeah.
So, but you may be right too. It may be a recently fired coach.
I tell you who we ought to hire. We need to hire the youngest coach in the NCAA right now. He coached at Oklahoma last year.
Oh gosh! Yeah.
And Oklahoma's got this quarterback who wants to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
And I think we ought to somehow bring in the coach, get a trade, and let's go red. Let's go dark red.
Yeah, this is coming from an Oklahoma fan.
I'm going to say I'm going to get out my Oklahoma hat and sweatshirt tomorrow.
Right.
That's who I think we ought to. What do you think?
Stoops?
No, Stoops retired. We got a 34-year-old coach. He's young. But we have a heck of a quarterback who won the Heisman Trophy. And just think if we could arrange a trade. Or it's time to bring in Peyton Manning as the coach, and let's bring in his brother as the quarterback.
He could definitely be a great dance professor. A great dance teacher.
I love that commercial. Did you see the Eli Manning dance last night?
He and Odell Beckham Jr.?
Yes, it was terrible.
Yeah, it was awful.
It was just terrible.
Yeah, but better than me.
Dude, we really weren't paying attention to the commercials during the game, but when that one came on, I saw Eli. So, of course, I was interested.
Right.
And, Eli's got a great sense of humor, and Peyton's got a great sense of humor, but the oldest brother, Cooper, is absolutely hilarious.
He does those interviews on Fox Sports on the Saturday basketball games.
Who did he interview? It was somebody. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who he interviewed. It was somebody who didn't know how to take him.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh, my gosh, it was so funny.
Anybody that knows the Manning family has to know that there's not a serious bone.
Hey, can you imagine being parents of these three boys?
Oh,
they're all clowns.
Right, they are. I love the ESPN commercial where Eli and Peyton are walking through the halls of ESPN, and Peyton takes his right foot up and kicks Eli right square in the backside. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah, it was. They're just pushing on each other and wetting their fingers and sticking them in each other's ear the whole time. So, that kind of set the tone for.
I'm just imagining Mrs. Manning trying to raise those three boys.
Exactly.
Okay, Coach Welliver's got a little news here for us. No?
All right, here, I'll go through halftime stats.
You give us some stats while I'm going to look for some Colts news.
That's fine. Central Catholic had scored 18 points in the first quarter, 10 in the second. As a team, they're shooting 13 of 24 from the floor. That's 54%. They're 0 for 4 from three-point range and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Leading the way is Carson Barrett. He has 8. Jonas Schweitzer has 6. And Carlos Velasquez and David Swartz each with 4. For the Athenians, they scored 11 in the first, 13 in the second, thanks to Larry Hayes. Larry had a huge quarter in the second quarter. 9 points, 5 rebounds alone for Larry Hayes there in the second quarter. As a team, they're 11 for 33 from the floor. Then take a mathematician to figure out that's 33%. They were 1 of 10 from distance, 20%. They've shot 1 foul shot. That was Cam Saunders. They're 0 for 1. Leading the way for Crawfordsville is Hayes with 9. Karsten Williamson with 5, Cam Saunders with 4, and the two leading scorers for the Athenians. Cam Harris has 2, Trey Scores 2, and Will Kellerman 2.
Now we're down 4. Our 2 leading scorers have 4 points between them. Right. Just think what we could do if we can get our leading scorers untracked.
Right, exactly.
Man.
Yeah. Well, I think if you're Central Catholic, you got to start looking out for Cam Harris. He's 1 for 9 from the floor. He's
had one game this year where he didn't score well. Every other game eventually he has scored well. And honestly, if I'm Central Catholic, I'm disappointed that we held the 2 leading scorers to 4 points and we're only up 4.
Right.
And they did not. What's the word I want to use? They were not very effective in the second quarter. Had a hard time matching up with Larry Hayes, and I sure hope we see a lot more of Larry Hayes tonight.
I do too. You know what? Because the person they have to ask to guard Larry Hayes is Carson Barrett. You know what I'm saying? So
he's their point guard,
right? And
garden post,
right? And he has to because he's by far their tallest player. So. I think if Hayes is back on the bench here to start the second half. Looks like the Athenians are going to come out with.
Good. I'm glad to see it.
Well, there's 6 of them on the bench, so I'm not sure who they're going to come out with.
By the way, get to the Colts just for a second. Coach Welliver said if you're on Twitter, look up Football Trump. I can't repeat what was said over the air, but it was just a little bit humorous. There were some slang words that were used that my mother would not call them cuss words, but my wife would say they're inappropriate.
Gotcha.
They're a little bit humorous, though, so they got all these different Trump things on the Twitter.
Yes, they do.
At any rate, we're about ready to start the second half. You're listening to Tony Thomas and Scott Smith, and we're glad to have you here tonight. You're in Crawfordsville, Indiana. The Athenians are playing the number 7 team in the state. And the Knights have a lot of options.
They do.
And I think they've got their 5 starters out there. You know, of course, that's part of the second quarter success. We had a couple of starters on the bench for the Knights, and the Athenians took advantage of it.
They did.
Going to put a lot of muscle on Karsten Williamson.
Yeah.
I noticed a couple of times there in the second quarter that he didn't appreciate the hard play. And it wasn't dirty play. It's just, you know, they were muscling him up.
Yeah.
So
right there they had Hayes posting up on the block, and they didn't even look at him. There you go.
There we go. Trey Scorza, left-handed. Kicks it back out to Cameron Harris.
Yeah, let's be patient here, guys. Let's run some offense.
Run some offense. There we go. Cameron Saunders inside. And rats. There's a layup right there, right off the bat. Right-handed layup for Kayvon Clark. That's his second bucket of the game, first of the half. They've got a 6-point lead. Cameron Saunders had position, had a smaller player. Kicked it back out.
But again, he brought the ball down.
He did. But
He brought the ball down.
when you bring it down, you become a little player.
Right.
Trayvon Scorza to the lane. He elevates. Shots up and in.
By Trey.
That is Trey Scorza's game right there.
Yes, it is.
We just need all the Athenians to play their game. Number 22 is Andrew Page, was open early. The Knights are going to run a little offense along the baseline. That was Schweitzer. Schweitzer's only got 8 points. He averages 24. 23.9 is his average coming into the game. He's a pretty good player. Karsten Williamson kicks it down to Larry Hayes. He's fouled.
There's the second on Barrett, though.
Carson Barrett picks up a really important foul on Larry. Tell you what, Larry Hayes is growing up this year.
He is.
He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah. That's a big foul on Barrett. I know it's only his second, but now in the back of his mind, anytime Larry gets that ball on the block, he's got to figure out, all right, do I challenge him or do I just let him score?
I hope he plays on his back.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I apologize. I was wrong on the Athenians. They're 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Larry hit his in the first quarter.
Okay. You know, one reason we didn't shoot a lot of free throws is we settled for a lot of outside shots.
We did.
Larry Hayes misses them both. So it's a 6-point lead for the Knights. Kayvon Clark running the point. And got a high pick and roll. Man, he's right
quick.
through.
Man, he's got a very quick first step.
A deceptive. And he went straight to the hole, and there was no weak side help.
No.
Karsten Williamson. Ooh, that was close.
I tell you what.
Schweitzer's playing Cameron Harris really tough.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. He's doing a fantastic job.
We've got to do a better job of setting picks and setting your man up to come off a pick.
Yeah.
That helps as well.
I spoke to,
Trayvon Scorza takes it in with the trees, and Cameron Saunders keeps it alive. Cameron Harris takes it up, and his shot is blocked. Schweitzer for 2 more. Schweitzer suddenly has 10 points, and it's back to a 10-point lead. We have not. So we got 1 hoop. That was Trey Scorza splitting the defense right down the middle. Cameron Harris has got the ball on the wing. David Pierce calls the timeout.
Trey Scorza knocks down a 3, and they call a timeout.
Wow. Finally hit a 3.
Yep. Full timeout for the Athenians.
We've hit 1 3 tonight. That was by Karsten Williamson, and I can't remember who passed him the ball, but it was a drive to the hoop and a kick out.
Right.
And that's been our only 3, and we're like one of 10, 1 of 11 from downtown.
Yeah. Central Catholic's taken 4 3-pointers on the game.
Is that right?
4. Yeah.
But I tell you what, they have run the floor.
They have.
And they've taken high percentage shots.
Right.
They have committed a few turnovers because we have been active with our hands and our feet. But they're doing what their JV did coming out here in the third quarter, and they're being aggressive and muscling us up, and we have not responded well so far.
No.
I still think we've got a big advantage with Larry Hayes if we can just figure out a way to isolate him on the low post.
Right.
We shall see.
Well, and it's obvious that Coach Barrett wants to take away number 20, Cam Harris, this quarter. So we really need to capitalize and use Larry down low to try to try to especially get Barrett in foul trouble.
So far, Cameron Saunders has got 2 and Trey Scores has got 4. So our leading scorers, here's Cameron Harris into Larry Hayes. He's got him. Oh, they called the foul.
Boy, he got lucky. He needs to keep that ball up.
I just want him to square up and shoot.
Right.
Oh, if he had a little half hook, that's all he needs.
Right.
He doesn't need to get any closer.
No.
Here comes Scorza. Cameron Saunders got that ball, kicks it out to Cameron Harris. He's got an advantage.
Oh boy.
Had the pick and roll to Larry Hayes.
Yep, that was a good pass by. I thought it was a pretty good pass by
Larry
Harris.
was about a half step slow.
Yep, he was.
They just haven't played together long enough.
That'll be Hayes' second foul.
So the score is 36-26.
Yeah. Larry set a good screen. He just didn't roll off of it fast enough.
The more he plays, the more experience he'll get, of course.
Right.
Oh, look at that step. Cameron Harris gets away with a little foul. Larry Hayes picks up the defense. Are we in this kind of a zone trap here?
Yeah, I think we're in like a 2-3 zone.
Here's Schweitzer. Trey Scores. Oh,
They're
you
gonna
got to be
call it.
kidding me.
Boy.
Got to be
Call
kidding
that on the low opposite side baseline. I'm not sure how you make that call.
Man. Actually, I thought Schweitzer got away with a little giddy up there before he pinned it. He's wide open for 3-point range on an out-of-bounds play. Wow. Jonas Schweitzer with a 3-pointer. He's got 7 points here in the quarter. And now we're seeing why he scores at a 23-9 clip. High pick and roll. Karsten Williamson comes off the pick. He elevates for the shot. Larry Hayes going after that rebound. It's going to go to the Knights, 39-26. It was a 4-point game at halftime. We've scored 2 on a Trey Scores a drive to the lane, and the Knights have scored a few more than us.
Now this is Crawfordsville's second 13-point deficit. Nice pass. Wow.
That bucket was scored by David Schwartz. That's his first bucket of the second half, and a great pass from Schweitzer. There's Larry Hayes on the baseline. He tries to one-hand it to Cameron Harris in a quarter.
Yeah, Larry. I think Larry, if he would have turned to the left,
yes,
yeah, I think he might have had a better.
And part of that's experience again.
Yep.
He needs to learn to score without dribbling from the post position, because he's developed some other things. Cameron Saunders has that ball. He looked like he was going to shoot that 3. Karsten Williamson's got that ball now. The Athenians going to reload. Trey Scorza. Larry Hayes puts up a long 2. That's not the shot we want Larry to take. They're going to give you that shot all day long because they want you to take it. Wow.
Nice.
Up and under. Woo! That's Carson Barrett's first hoop of the second half. It's a 17-point lead. It was a 4-point lead at halftime, 24-28. And we've been outscored 15-2 here in the second half so far. And right now, the Knights are just picking us apart.
They are. I mean, they're getting out in transition. They're finding the open guy. They see the court.
They're doing everything
really
right.
Well, right.
Doing everything right. We've had some opportunities defensively. We've had some deflections and haven't been able to turn them into turnovers, and have not run our offense effectively. We've settled for some shots that we didn't need to take and just haven't hit some.
Right.
Well, we're playing a really good team. We're in the home stretch. In fact, today is February what, 7th?
Yeah, 6th.
6th?
Yes.
And in 12 days, the Colts have 3 candidates ready to interview in the next 24 to 28 hours. So,
do they mention names?
When the rumor came out, Mr. Ursay went to work.
Yes,
of course, it wasn't Ursay, it was the GM. But,
right.
Yep.
They didn't mention my name on there, did they?
That was an exclusive from Scott Smith at the paper.
No. That's Coach Welliver checking Twitter over there. He is the Twitter machine.
I like Twitter. I don't know. Am I following Coach Welliver on Twitter? I need to check that when I get home. Larry Hayes is open. Keep that ball up your head. Look back door. Saunders is wide open.
He was.
A little late.
Yep, he was wide open.
Here comes Mr. Barrett, left-handed. Nice. Look at that pass inside. Larry Hayes is going to get the foul. And the bucket for the Knights. David Schwartz got him off the ground. It was a great pass from his teammate.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Schwartz and Barrett both not only see the court, but they make great passes.
They do.
Schwartz, that free throw is a little strong. We're going to have holding. Are they going to call it on Saunders? Are you kidding me? They're going to call holding.
On Saunders?
Yes. Thought he had him boxed out. Jack Summers in the game. Will Kellerman's in the game. Cameron Harris checks out. Karsten Williamson checks out.
He's taking the ball out of bounds.
Oh, it's the first time he's been in the game. Barrett's got the ball. 22. Cameron Saunders is on him. And Schwartz is wide open.
That's Andrew Page.
Oh, Andrew Page for the three-pointer. Sorry, Andrew.
Number 22, Andrew Page.
And he's got 10 points and a half. Will Kellerman with a real quick three. Fortunately, it's out of bounds. The Knights have a 22-point lead, just like that. Yeah. I mean, in 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're on an 18-0 run.
Wow. Jack Summers is going to inbounds the ball. Cameron Saunders goes to the corner. Larry Hayes has it. He tries to dribble. That ball's stolen. Kayvon Clark's got the ball. Who was the new kid who checked in the game? I guess it was just Andrew Page coming back in the game.
Right.
Barrett up and under on Saunders. Got an offensive rebound going backwards. Schwartz with an offensive rebound.
Wow.
Kayvon Clark with an offensive rebound. Man, that kid was near the rim. Kayvon Clark is listed at 5'11". They give him the hoop. He's got 6 points.
That's his 8.
Wow, his 8th point of the night. He's going for a free throw, and Larry Hayes is going to check out. And number 30. Who's number 30? Is that
Nathan Schrader?
Nathan Schrader's in the game. Makes the free throw. Nathan Schrader's in the game now for the Athenians. He's going to run a little post. Kicks out Cameron Saunders with a three-pointer. Look at this release. Full court release. Cherry picking.
2-point basket, number 22. Andrew.
Number 22 is Andrew Page. He's got 12. Let's see. I'm not sure who's got the points right now. I think I may have given the wrong person some points earlier. Nathan Schrader's got the ball. Trey Scorza's got the ball on the wing. Jack Summer running some offense right now. Nathan Schrader back to Jack Summer. Trey Scorza is on the wing. Will Kellerman's going to take a three-pointer. There's another release. Will Kellerman gets the steal. And here's another layup. Steals made. What a pass. Kayvon Clark knocks it down.
Wow.
It's 55-26. It's a 29-point lead in 6.5 minutes. Trey Scorza, puts up another three, another release, another layup. Got a 31-point lead.
You think that they've pegged on what they can do against us? I mean, we're letting Barrett get the rebounds under the basket, and then they're just releasing somebody out.
There's a great drive by Jack Summer. That's his first hoop of the game. One thing's for sure, if we put up a three and miss it, they're getting layups.
Right.
They're releasing.
They are.
And they've not done it just once or twice. They're doing it.
That stops Central Catholic's 27-0 run.
Wow.
Foul on Crawfordsville, number 24. Cam Saunders into the game for the Knights.
The Knights are going to the bench. Matt Timmons comes into the game for the first time. Is that number 30? That should be Velasquez is back into the game. Anthony Gonzalez checks in for Cameron Saunders. So Kayvon Clark's got that ball out. We got a cutter. Velasquez right down the lane. He's got his first hoop of the second half. Scores 59-28. Jack Summer handling the ball right now for the Athenians. Will Kellerman's open for a three. He thought about it. Got a pick and roll. Back to Trey Scorza. And that ball is stripped.
Brought that ball down.
You cannot bring that ball down. These Knights are too quick.
Yep, they are.
Too quick. Kicks it out. Velasquez. Oh, we got a little foul here. I think it's going to be on. Is that on Gonzo?
Should be on Gonzo.
He went up.
White 32.
Yep,
That'll be
that's
his
third foul.
That's his third.
Is that Velasquez going to the line? I'm trying to.
That's number 30.
30, okay.
Yep, Velasquez, yep.
He's had a pretty good game off the bench.
He has.
3 hoops. Going to get a couple of free throws right here.
Yep.
Coach David Barrett is 11-7 this year and 230 and 100 overall. And I think he is in his 13th season. So Velasquez goes to the line. He's a left-hander. Shots up, gets that shooter's roll. Boy, I tell you, when things go well, they go really well.
Yep.
Hard thing going to be now for Coach Barrett is getting the right players in, because he's going to be playing some younger kids. They've not played together before. That free throw's up and in. 61-28. Here come the Athenians. Jack Summer kicks it out to Will Kellerman. Back to Jack Summer. Kicks it to Will Kellerman for a wide open 3. There you go. Will Kellerman gets the 3. Jack Summers gets the assist. It cuts the lead after 3 quarters, 61-31. That means we gave up 33 points in the quarter, and we scored 7.
Yes.
7-33.
Right.
I think right now what we ought to be talking about are who are the 3 candidates Mr. Ursay is going to bring in for interviews. Coach Welliver, do you know who the 3 candidates are? Okay.
What did he say, no?
Nope, he doesn't know. Well, it was a real good game for a half.
It was.
In fact, we had an excellent second quarter. Part of that's due to foul trouble of the Knights, but the other part is we played really well in the second quarter. And in the third quarter, we settled for 3s, had some turnovers. The Knights, every shot that we missed, they ran, they cherry-picked.
They did.
We didn't have anybody back.
No. You know, they just did a nice job of releasing. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't send anybody back. So
tell you what, the Schweitzer and Barrett and Clark especially, those 3 guys were tremendous in the third quarter.
They were.
This is the kid, Day Bournay.
Yeah, Bourdonnais.
Bourdonnais, here. So the JV kid, look at here, thought he was going to take a 3. There's a 3-pointer from the corner by number 33. That's Matt Timmons' first shot of the night. He hits a 3. Wow.
Why not?
Karsten Williamson's back in the game. He's going to run the point. Will Kellerman inbounds to Cameron Saunders. Back out to Will Kellerman. He puts up a 3. We do have people back on defense now. And Kayvon Clark running the offense. We've got 5 kids on the court for the Knights we haven't seen before. Wide open in the corner. It's number 30 is Velasquez. Man, they've got everything cooking tonight. Carson Williamson running the point for the Athenians. It's a 67-31 lead for the Knights, and they've blown this game wide open. Carson Williamson gets to the rack.
Yeah, good take by Karsten.
That's a real nice drive by Karsten. Karsten's got 7 points in the game. And
a turnover. I'm not sure what he called.
That they stepped the line. Is that what they called?
I don't know. He either called palming the ball or stepping on the line. I caught his hand signal right at the very last minute.
We had 2 referees on what side of the court is that? Is that the south side?
South side of the court.
And I couldn't see from the east side or the
north side.
North side.
Yep.
I'm a right and left hand guy, not a direction. Hey, there we go.
Good take.
Will Kellerman takes it to the hoop. He'll get a chance at a 3-point play. The only kind of 3-point play we had when I played basketball. It's going back to when Mr. Naismith invented the game. Karsten, that's Will Kellerman going for the
old-fashioned 3-point play. He knocks
Will Kellerman.
He had to try to keep pace with his sister.
Okay, we're in a press now.
Oh, boy.
I thought he dragged his foot.
I did, too.
Velasquez had a 3, dribbling right-handed. Kicks it out. That kid already hit a 1 3-pointer, and Cameron Harris picks up the rebound. Coming down the court, behind his back, kicks it out to Karsten Williamson for a 3. It's in and out. In and out. Wow. Here comes Kayvon Clark. puts it up, doesn't score. Larry Hayes with the rebound. Cameron Harris, cross court, get in there.
Yeah. Here's the here may be the story of the game for the Athenians.
Here we go.
42, is that what that was?
Do they have somebody out there? I don't even have a
32.
32.
32's out there.
32 is Edgar Sanchez. What's
he is stepping to the free throw line for his 3rd point.
Wow.
Knocks it down.
Makes it. Maybe this will get him going. Anthony Gonzalez is in the game. Jack Summers in the game. Larry Hayes and Carson Williamson take a seat. We need Cameron Harris to score about 30 points this quarter.
Right.
Hits both free throws. He's got 4 points on the night.
And shut out Central Catholic the rest of the way.
And we know that's not going to happen. What a pass.
Wow.
Look at this.
Look at that.
Kayvon Clark scores, but a great pass by Sanchez. Edgar Sanchez made a great pass.
That's how you break a press.
Cameron Saunders trying to post up. His pass is stolen. Velasquez could have forced things. He brings it back out. Going to work a little clock here. Because right now the opponent for the Knights is the clock.
Yep.
They just got to run off time. Kayvon Clark.
Yep, Central Catholic has a big Hoosier Conference game coming up this Friday, Coach.
Who they playing?
They play West Lafayette.
Oh,
Saw Coach David Wood in the crowd tonight. I
saw him
Red
before
Devils.
the game.
Yep. Nice
Great pass.
I'm telling you what, they see the floor so well.
Edgar Sanchez gets his first hoop, and the assist comes from the French kid. Bourdonnais. Another three-pointer. It's a broken record. How many threes do we have tonight? 1, 2. We had two threes.
We had 10. 17.
We've put up 17 three-pointers. We've hit 2.
Right.
Kayvon Clark's got that ball. Velasquez puts up a 3. It's long. Anthony Gonzalez gets the rebound. Cameron Harris crossover, takes it to the hoop. Cameron Harris gets his second bucket of the game. He now has 6 points. The lead is 31. Oh, my goodness. That's something I've never seen before. At least Gonzalez, I won't even say who it was. The Lafayette player tried to go full court to a wide open player and hit the backside of the backboard. He didn't have to stand there where he was. He could have run on the baseline. There we go. Cameron Harris tries to muscle it, draws the foul. He'll go back to the line for a couple more free throws. We just need him to post up, post up, post up.
Yep. So over a span of 6 minutes and 30 seconds in the third quarter, Crawfordsville was outscored 31-2.
They're the real deal.
Yeah,
the real deal. Here comes number 20 is David Schwartz. He's one of the starters coming in. Another starter is coming out, Kayvon Clark. I think what Coach will do, he'll keep just a couple of starters in the game at all times with the 3 bench players.
Right.
Of course, right now there's 2 starters out there. Cameron Harris hits them both. Is that Luke Dunham in the game?
Luke Dunham checks in.
Luke Dunham's in the game.
Harris. Senior Luke Dunham.
We've got 4 seniors.
Yep. Speaking of seniors, the next game that probably Coach Thomas and I will have will be senior night here at Crawfordsville High School.
There we go. Steal by Anthony Gonzalez. Up and under. Anthony Gonzalez gets his first hoop of the night.
What we have?
Got a technical foul.
Foul 20.
I think he was complaining because he got hacked, and the referees didn't make the call, so Jack Summers is going to step to the line for some technicals. Okay, he's going to get 2. We could use 2. First one's up. Little long. People don't understand if you've never shot a technical.
Yeah. It's
suddenly very lonely and very quiet.
It is. It's something that you're not used to. Not
most kids, until you do it, you know.
Right. Yep.
He gets 1, cuts the lead to 71-45, and the young man who picked up the technical, did he come out of the game?
He did.
He did. Okay.
Bench, yep.
Coach Barrett took him out. He's having a little visit with him there. Jack Summer puts up a 3. Bounces in, bounces around. I think we're 2 of 18 now from three-point range.
We are.
Here come the Knights. And we've got a different lineup in. Number 20 is Schwartz. 22 is Page.
Right.
That is
Sanchez. Number 20 is Schwartz.
And
then the French guy, Bourdonnais.
Yeah, I'm going to say Bordello. Okay, we'll get her here. Tell you what, the kid hit free throws in the JV game, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he hit some big threes, too. He had the big fadeaway three that kind of spurred him.
Anthony Gonzalez gets his hand on the ball, but not able to complete the steal. Sanchez reverses that ball. Schwartz. They're running time off the clock. Down the lane. Backdoor cut by Sanchez. Back. Got to be 3 seconds there someplace.
Yeah, 32.
Sanchez has been in the lane for all day long.
Bourdonnais, yeah.
Bourdonnais gets a three.
Yeah, his campfire was starting to burn out in there. He'd been in there so long.
Jack Summer elevates for a 2. That's his fifth score of the night. Jesse Johnson Hall's in the game. Bourdonnais puts up a 3. Jack Summer gets the rebound. Jack Summer stops, puts up a three-pointer. It's in. Jack Summer's got the hot hand right now for the Athenians. 8 points in this second half. We're pressing. Sanchez is going to get that ball back out. Page thinks about it. Sanchez has got the ball. Schwartz has got the ball. They're running time off the clock. They're a class program.
They are.
And, I was going to say, I thought we had a little foul there on Anthony Gonzalez. And, of course, he doesn't think he's fouled.
That'll be his 4th, personal.
Well, for the Athenians, Anthony Gonzalez in the game. Luke Dunham's in the game. Jesse Johnson Hall's in the game.
Yeah, Bourdonnais
picks another free throw.
Yep, picks up right where he left off in the JV game.
Jack Summers in the game. Will Kellerman's in the game. Next free throw's up, and it's in. He comes off the bench. He's got 5 points. Jack Summer, cross court to Will Kellerman.
Oh.
Could have been walking. They didn't call anything. Bourdonnais, that's not Bourdonnais, Page got the ball.
Yep. It's a 26-point game with 2 minutes to go. I'm sure the officials have swallowed their whistles a little bit.
They're ready to go home.
Yep.
They want to see who the new coach is going to be for the Colts.
Yeah, they probably don't even know it happened.
Bourdonnais. Anthony Gonzalez got 4 fouls, but he's still trying. Calling a foul on the floor.
Yep.
Who are they going to give the foul to? Number 5.
Luke Dunham.
Luke Dunham picks up the foul. It is got a couple more players in. Number 50 and number 14. And I'm going to have to get out my program to get names here.
Number 50 is Kyle Onken.
Oh, another Onken. You know what? We saw him play in the JV game.
Number 14 is Preston Hensley.
We saw both of those kids play. That free throw's up, and it's a miss for Andrew Page.
Jesse Johnson Hall with the rebound.
So Gonzo's got the ball, comes off a couple of picks. He takes it to the hoop. There you go. And Anthony Gonzalez with his second hoop of the night, 76-52. Will Kellerman applying full court pressure. Kicking it back out. Sanchez has got the ball. Jack Summer had his hand on the ball. We're trying to double team. One thing I like about our effort is that we are going after it defensively.
Right.
Luke Dunham.
And not fouling.
You know. There's a turnover. Jack Summer applied the pressure. The pass goes into the stands.
That's Central Catholic's 14 turnovers.
How many turnovers have we had? Have you kept track?
Yep, 12. I only have us for 12.
Okay, not too bad. It's our shot selection for one thing.
Right.
I just thought our shot selection was not good tonight. Will Kellerman kicks it out to Jack Summer for a 3. That should be 3 right there. Give Jack 3 more. Give the assist to Will Kellerman. I think Jack Summer's in double figures now. I think he's got 11. Yep. He'll be our leading scorer. Luke Dunham applying the pressure. somebody offering encouragement in the other stands to Luke Dunham, and Anthony Gonzalez is going to foul out. And, of course, he doesn't think he's fouled. Here comes Heinold.
Eddie Heinold.
He was waiting to get into the game.
Entering the game for the Athenians, number 3, Eddie.
24 seconds left in the game. 76-55. And we've got Mr. Bourdonnais back at the line. And we saw in the JV game he can shoot free throws.
He can.
Hits the first one, nothing but net. It's a 22-point lead right now for the Knights. Second free throw's up. It's good. So Bourdonnais has 7 points off the bench. Jack Summer, he's going to score again. Maintains his dribble as he goes to the court. Luke Dunham for 3. Jesse Johnson Hall. Looks like he got away with a hold down there and tied it up. And the Athenians will get at least one more chance to score on an out-of-bounds play. Jack Summers is going to be the quarterback. Luke Dunham's back for, the pass looked like it was stolen. Sanchez had his hands on it. Heinold got the steal. 4 seconds left. Heinold puts up a 3, nothing to it.
3-point basket, number 3, Eddie Heinold.
Eddie Heinold hit that from New Ross.
He did.
And the final score is going to be 58-78. And the Lafayette Central Catholic Knights are going to go home with a 20-point lead. It could have been a lot more than 20. In fact, it was a lot more than 20 at one point. And they went to their bench. They played the full bench. And Coach Pierce went to his bench as well. We were able to score a few more points there in the fourth quarter. In fact, we scored...
I have us for 27.
27 in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Well, that's we're going to wrap this up. The final score is 78-58. The next time we're going to broadcast the Danville game, and what's the date?
I don't know.
Oh, I got you right here.
I've got it on my...
We'll do both.
We're going to do JV game against Danville and a varsity game against Danville, and I think that's in like 10 days.
February 16th.
February 16th.
10 days.
10 days from now. Scott Smith and I will see you right back here with Justin Duggar, Coach Welliver, and it'll be our pleasure bringing another game. So, for Tony Thomas and Scott Smith, the final score is 58-78, and we'll see you in 10 days.